Scammers are extorting law firms like yourself, and here's the best way to fight back fast. So, we've seen a disturbing trend that scammers are sending these review attacks where essentially they are sending a bunch of negative reviews to your Google business profile and then trying to extort you by going to a place and giving money, and that way they can then retract the negative reviews that they have put up on your website. And I am intimately familiar with this because we had our first negative review attack about a month ago. And the way this looks is like one day randomly you'll start to see a wave of these negative reviews come in, and they'll all be using nondescript generic names, and the feedback will all be the same. For us, it was like, I mean, this may be different for what you see in practice when it comes to you, but I'll share a little bit about my experience with this. We saw like 6 to 10 reviews come in, and they were all basically the same thing. It basically just talked about how we're a terrible company, and we didn't do a good job, and very generic, didn't really say anything specific. And so at first it caused me a lot of anxiety because immediately, you worked really hard. We have certainly to build a reputation and get a good list of reviews online. And so when I saw this, it's like immediately such a punch in the gut. But then I saw two, and then I saw the third one came in, and it really, it hit home to me that, okay, this is something funky is going on here. So to prevent this, there's a couple things you can do. Rather prevent it is maybe not the right word, but I would say to act quickly on this and be able to get these negative reviews off without having to pay anybody any money or be extorted. And so Google, doesn't always have a glowing reputation when it comes to support for their Google business profiles, because there's been countless situations where we've had a really difficult time getting changes made or different things like that. But I will give them credit on this front that they had a very quick, effective process that allowed us to take these reviews and get them removed within a couple of days. So let's break down what you should do to make sure that you're in a good position if this happens to you, which obviously I hope it does not. But the first thing you want to do is make sure you are the owner of your Google business profile and you have your notification settings. This is good for a couple of things. Number one, you get immediate notification when you get a review. This is just good to have, because when you get a review from someone that is actually positive, or negative, you want to get in and respond to that review very, very quickly, because that is going to help you show Google you are a responsive business, will impact your overall Google business profile rankings. But in this case, this gives you an immediate action you can take to see when something like this comes in. You'll know if it's a client or not, unless you're doing hundreds and hundreds of clients. But either way, you can easily get to the bottom of this. And you want to immediately flag this to Google. And you go in and you get a couple of options about why this is not a legitimate review. There's one option that is, this person's not actually a customer, and that's going to be your go-to. Then you want to follow up with this, because as I mentioned, Google doesn't have a great track record of customer support when it comes to Google business profile. A lot of this, I suspect, is due to the fact they're trying to automate as much of this as possible. So all of their interactions or appeals or things that you might be requesting are going to get filtered through an automation system. So I highly recommend that you or someone in your office follow this closely, because you will actually be able to see when this gets taken down or when your appeal has been answered. And so you want to set a timetable up so that you do this and then check back in 5 days or a week. And usually, in my experience with these, you will get them deleted pretty quickly, but they may go on, and you may have to set up another ticket or do it again, because what we have learned going through different types of issues with Google business profile is that when something is not being paid attention to, there's really not a lot of harm in adding another ticket and kind of trying to get your ticket to the front of the line, because like I said, it's our assumption that they are using a lot of automation. And so you want to try and get yourself, make it known that, you are paying attention, and whatever actions you can take to let them know that, then you're going to be improving your case. And I'll add a link to the actual specific link that you can use to do this, and it explains a little bit more about the specific details that you would want to employ when going through one of these appeals. But I highly recommend doing it quick, and doing it with all of your negative reviews that are spam related, that are not actual negative reviews. For true negative reviews, we recommend a different process. We still recommend that even if it is a client and they give you a negative review, number one, try and get that review removed by going and correcting the issue or talking with the person who left that. That's usually the best and easiest path to get that removed. Often they just want to be heard. They want you to deal with whatever issue they had. But if it's impossible, and maybe they have no interest in removing it, it's still good to get a response out there, because again, Google is looking at the responsiveness.